This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
So Joe Sakic experienced all of this.
Felt it.
As a player, so did Peter Forsberg, so did Patrick Waugh, so did Adam Foote, so did every other stud, Milan Hajduk. Every other stud on those teams, you're going, man, this team's low dead. And I know if I say, sometimes things just don't go your way. That's not good enough. But I need answers.
This is what I wanted to get to, though, is that because he's gone through that before in a big way, he knows what that feeling's like. He knows what it is to think our team was good enough and we didn't get there, and sometimes that's the way that things kind of fall. I think the perspective he can have, especially when it comes to somebody like...
By the way, that last one, Raymond had made the trade for Ray Bourque that year at the deadline from Boston. And you lose to Dallas again.
Yeah. But in all of this, I think it gives him a much different perspective than most, because there's some people, there's some teams, there's some dudes in charge.
They would blow it up.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. You know what's really easy to do yesterday? Fire McFarland and fire Bednar and then start over and say this isn't acceptable. Everybody will give you applause for not sitting on your heels and waiting for something to happen. You'll get praise. But let me tell you something. Milwaukee Bucks did that in trading for Damian Lillard, and they got worse. And the Lakers did that to get Luka on their team this year, and they lost in 5 games in the first round. Just because you're making moves doesn't mean it's the right thing. In fact, said this in the appetizer, the hardest thing to do sometimes is nothing. At least nothing major. And I'll explain. The year before the Avs won the Cup, they lost again in the second round of Vegas in a year that we all felt, hey, no excuses that year. You had a healthy team. That team was primed and ready for a championship. And they lost, was it 3 in a row?
4.
4 in a row.
They won the first 2 games of the series.
4 in a row. That felt like a prime opportunity for a lot of teams to make some major changes. They didn't. And then what happened?
They won.
The Nuggets, for 2 straight years, lost in 5 games in the first round. They got swept in the second round. Very easily could have said, you know what? I guess Malone's just not the guy. We got to get somebody else in here. They didn't. Stuck with it. In the year afterwards, what happened? They won. Like, the patience part is sometimes the hardest thing that you can do, but it doesn't mean it's incorrect.
The Altitude Daily. The Morning Sprint.
I don't believe that the confidence in Jared Bednar is unwavering. While Chris McFarland said he is 100% our coach, Jared Bednar, I firmly believe this next season, it's a 1-year tryout. You got to go deep.
Where is Bednar at in terms of years on his contract?
2027. At the end of the 2027 season when it runs out.
It's about par for the course to be coaching for your hockey life, if you will, or football life.
With one more season.
Yep, with a season on the back end of it.
Yep.
I want Jared Bednar to be successful.
So do I.
You know what that means? It means that the Colorado Avalanche win a dang cup next year. So anybody's rooting against this team and wants Jared Bednar to be fired just solely I'm talking about this coming season. I understand your frustration right now. If you're driving around right now and you don't have any answers for what happened, frankly, I asked the question. You asked me yesterday, Raj, when we wrapped up the show, what do I want to hear from Sakic and from McFarland? And I said, I want to know why. I want to know why. Do you feel like you really got your why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our power play was worthless. Our special teams were worthless.
And our players didn't execute.
Yeah. There's your why. Cale Makar went from being the best player on planet Earth to, oh no, where'd he go? Your power play went from being the number, and this is statistically true, from the moment they traded Mikko Rantanen to the end of the regular season, where was the Avs power play ranked? 1. They were the best power play unit in the National Hockey League from the moment they traded Mikko to the end of the year, even with the slide and not playing all their dudes. Number 1. So you went from having a decent power play, if not excellent power play, to it being the reason why you lost. So did you get your why? You got your why. Now, I don't believe that they're just going, hey, we're going to try the same thing next year. I do believe that this team is going to look different. The cap constraints are crazy. Can you find common ground with Brock Nelson? Can you find a way to get him to take a discount to come here to Colorado, even though Minnesota's calling hard and he turned down apparently a big offer in New York to stay on the island? In order to get this group to come back together and make one full run at it. We also remember, we all think the Ray Bork thing happened in one season. It didn't. Ray had to come here beforehand on a trade and fail and then come back for one more year. Maybe it's as easy as, let's get these guys 82 games together.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMac.
I think if the Nuggets win tonight, they're going to win the NBA championship.
Ooh.
Follow my math on this one. What's impressing you about Cleveland right now? Anything?
No, they're not shot it well. They had a lot of days off.
Well, they're down.
No,
they're always a scary matchup against the Nuggets, though, just because the way they traditionally shoot the three ball.
But if Pacers just win one of two, I think that series is over.
Celtics, it's a long season. Finished watching Celtic City. The last couple episodes were garbage.
Can't remember when the last one.
Ubuntu, or that was kind of that was all right. That was fine.
That was my last one.
Yeah, don't even bother with the
Is
rest
there
of
one
it.
more or two?
Yeah,
more?
it's about this team, the Jason Tatum,
right,
Jalen
okay.
Brown. Who cares? Porzingis. You know, the good stuff. You've already seen the good stuff. Don't worry about the rest of it. But I was thinking about how long that Celtics season is, and how long the Celtics or the Nuggets season was after they won the championship.
Right.
It's a long ass season, man.
Well,
Tough.
and then you had at least Tatum, right? And Holiday went to the Olympics last summer, so they're summer
exactly.
even longer.
And then they did focus on like the big three with Ray Allen, who they hate, by the way. I think they hate Ray Allen even to this day, and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Remember that was a big thing too.
Well, they were supposed to win like 4 championships in a row, those guys.
Yeah.
And they just got exhausted. They just got tired. Teams eventually just catch up with you. Now I'm looking at Minnesota. They can't make a 3. And I'm like, oh, right. Like, I get it. We always think of them as like the perfect team and the Nuggets killer and all that stuff. But seriously, what have they done?
But again, they were made to beat who?
Fine. But you shoot like you did shoot against Golden State, who beat
without,
them.
without
13
Steph
minutes.
Curry?
How about
13
an
minutes with Curry.
NBA playoff game without either team scoring over 100 points?
How about that? And by the way, I'm watching this Celtics documentary. All the playoff games used to be under 100 points back in those days.
Well, they got tied.
All of them. It was like every final was like
It was-
93 to 87.
It was walking up trench warfare.
Golly, man.
It was World War
That
I.
wasn't even that long
Battlefields of France is what that was.
ago. Yeah.
Sucker for any trench warfare movie, by the way.
Well, go back
Real
and
sucker.
go back and watch 80s, 90s playoffs.
All right, let me keep going on this one. You win tonight, you're going to lose game 3 at home? What? No. You're going to win that one too. You're up 3-0. How many teams have come from behind down 3-0?
You know what he does on his bike
don't
rides and
think
walks,
any.
right?
He thinks
like,
a lot.
Like when he's on these walks, he's on these bikes, he's like,
Yeah.
what is like the most just crazy thing I can say today?
Well, but he has walkabouts. That's why he had the walkabout.
one game, and we're going to win the NBA championship. That's all it takes.
I
Just
am
win this one, and it's all over.
I am sitting right here.
Oh. I think if they win tonight, they win game 3, and then
I think they win the NBA championship. I think they're better than Minnesota. I think they're better than Golden State. And I that East, you might have the Pacers or the Knicks coming out.
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
I was looking at this, okay? This is from the fine folks over there at Basketball Reference, okay?
Okay.
This is total minutes played leaders, your 2025 NBA playoffs. This is total minutes played so far in these playoffs.
Playoffs. I don't know how he doesn't play
I know.
that drop every
I know.
single time. And it's good he doesn't. It's good he doesn't.
Did you realize the top 4, the only 4 dudes in the NBA that have played over 300 minutes so far in the playoffs, all Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Jamal is the minutes leader at 339. Joker at 322. Thank God he got to have a casual Game 7 against the Clippers. His numbers actually went down a little bit. CB's at 316. AG is at 311. Next closest is OG Anunoby of the Knicks at 297. Not surprisingly, all the next few guys on the list are all Knicks because Thibs is a psycho. But yeah, it's all Nuggets. So like the thing about Nikola Jokic is, do we celebrate this guy's endurance enough?
No.
He's amazing. He's absolutely incredible that he can play all of these minutes the way that he does, and you don't see his production wane. Even last year at the end of the Minnesota series, when everybody else gassed out, guess who didn't?
Well, and I'll add another reason why. You always compare highway miles to city miles on a car.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic's minutes are like city miles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well
He's in
put.
the paint, especially this year. He's got 3 dudes coming at him.
Mhm.
Everyone's trying to shove a shoulder, shove an elbow. He's always getting something hit.
Yeah.
They're trying to get physical with him. It is unbelievable how he has the energy on a nightly basis to give them what he gives them.
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com/Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.